Hello, Queensland. Today's topic is owner builder. A lot of people in the property world have no idea about owner builder processes, what it is, and how to deal with it. I'm going to debunk all of that for you as quickly and concisely as I can, so let's get into it. In Queensland, an owner builder is someone who takes responsibility for the construction or renovation of their own residential property without employing a licensed builder to oversee the project. The owner builder is responsible for obtaining all necessary permits, supervising the work, and ensuring that the project complies with all relevant laws and regulations. Before an owner builder can begin a project, they will need to obtain an owner builder permit from the QBCC, which is the Queensland Building and Construction Commission. The permit is required for any construction or renovation project with a value of over $11,000. To obtain the permit, one needs to demonstrate that they have the necessary skills and knowledge to complete the project to an acceptable standard. Okay, so who is eligible to become an owner builder? To be eligible to obtain a permit to build on your own property, you must be an owner, so your name appears on the title of the property. A company director. If a company owns the property, you must be one of the directors. Or a lease occupier. If you're living on the land under a lease, license, or other authority from the owner, you can apply for a permit. You must get permission from the owner, of course. Who's not eligible to become an owner builder? You cannot apply for an owner builder permit if you or any of the applicants on the form, including directors of a company, have been served with a notice by QBCC for carrying out Tier 1 defective works, if you haven't paid a fine for a QBCC infringement notice, if you have had an owner builder permit cancelled in the last 3 years, or if you have already got an owner builder permit issued in the last 6 years, although sometimes QBCC does grant an exemption with this 6-year rule. All right, so things you can do is build a new home, renovate, alter, or extend an existing home, build a garage, carport, or shed, build a swimming pool for residential use, build a pergola for entertainment for residential use, or complete a new home from a particular stage contracted to a QBCC builder. E.g., QBCC builder was contracted to build the home to the enclosed stage and you want to do the last stages of the build. All right, things you cannot do. You cannot carry out occupational work such as plumbing, draining, gas fitting, or pest control unless you have an occupational license, plumber, gas fitters license, etc. Carry out fire protection work or mechanical services work valued at more than $1,100 unless you have the appropriate license. Remove more than 10 square meters of asbestos. Carry out mechanical services work. Build commercial or industrial buildings, e.g. shops, industrial sheds, farm buildings. Build or renovate multiple dwellings, i.e. duplexes, granny flats, boarding houses, blocks of units, etc. Or do any work not stated in the permit conditions. All right, next thing, no access to home warranty insurance. Owner builders are not eligible for insurance through the Queensland Home Warranty Scheme. This insurance protects owners who have a contract with an appropriately licensed contractor. This insurance helps home owners when the contractor fails to finish building works for a reason outside of the homeowner's fault, the contractor fails to rectify defective building works, or the building is damaged when the ground subsides or settles. So obviously, owner builder, these are inherent risks that you will take where you're not going to have insurance for these particular reasons. Limited number of projects, we touched on this before. You can only do a limited number of projects as an owner builder. QBCC can only issue a permit for you every 6 years. However, you can apply for an exemption to obtain an additional permit within that 6-year window to QBCC, but obviously they're not obliged to grant it. Now, the important part for all the real estate agents and real estate admins out there, selling an owner builder property. The QBCC Act of 1991 provides that if a property is to be sold within 6 years of an owner builder completing owner builder works, the seller must provide a prospective purchaser with a written notice before, that's important, before signing any contract of sale, stating details of the work performed, the nature of the person or permit holder who performed the work, a statement confirming the work was performed under an owner-builder permit, and supplying the following notice. Warning, the building work to which this notice relates is not covered by insurance under the QBCC Act 1991. Now, this notice must be given in duplicate, and the purchaser must sign and return one copy before signing the contract. Alright, critical piece. If a seller fails to give the requisite notice, as I've just explained, Section 47.2 of the QBCC Act provides that the seller is deemed to have given the buyer a contractual warranty that the building work was properly carried out. This is huge. So if the relevant forms aren't signed prior in duplicate, like we just said, the seller will be giving a contractual warranty to the buyer for that period of time for any issues, as per the works. All right, now we do also get a lot of questions about what's the specific form required when we're talking about giving this duplicate. Basically, there's no set format QBCC style form. You just have to give a notice that covers those 4 items that I've just explained and make sure it's signed by the purchaser in advance, and that copy is given in advance. That's the critical piece, guys. We have a template that we're happy to share. So if you do need a copy of this form, if you do have an owner-builder matter, and of course the easiest way to tell is because that administrative advice will be noted on the title search. So when you check the title, it'll say owner-builder. If it's within 6 years, then absolutely you need to make sure you get this duplicate form signed to protect your seller so they're not on the hook for any warranties. So make sure you check the title search within 6 years. You absolutely make sure you follow that process. Now, QBCC maintains an online register of the permit holders for owner builder. You can search by typing in name or address on their website. Another important part for agents here, how to remove an owner builder notice from the property title. So, owner builder administrative advice must remain on title for 7 years. In accordance with the Land Title Practice Manual, Titles Queensland will remove the owner builder administrative advice after 7 years when another deal is being registered. So, after 7 years, it's not going to automatically drop off the title search. What will happen is it'll have a date stamp on the title of when the administrative advice was placed there. Fast forward 7 years and the property's being sold. No need to actually worry about giving the duplicate notice that we just spoke about above if it's 6 years or more, because what's going to happen is when it changes title, it'll automatically drop off. However, if you want to remove it without another deal being registered, i.e. a change of ownership, then the owner or their representative can prepare a Form 14, which is a general request to remove the advice, and lodge that with the titles office. There'll be a small administrative fee for that. All right, so a lot of content. I tried to make it as fast as I could and provide as much value as possible. That's what you need to know about owner builder. We can help with the actual back end of that. If you do have an owner builder matter and you just want to make sure you're doing the right thing, you can contact us. Please do reach out to our office. We'd love to help. We've helped a lot of our clients and real estates through this without any headache. You know the drill. Get on the website, send us a DM, info@empirelegal.com.au. Get in touch. Thanks, guys.